The world was a theater and I was the actor. Leo wangejua. I doof into the water and then I just do my hair like this. What are you learning about mental health from this story? This is the thing. I mean, every time when you submit to your ego, you end up being mentally ill. Because you're always people pleasing, you want validation, you feel like you're not enough, you could do more, you could perform better. And it is very exhausting. The end result of it is burnout, feelings of unworthiness, and so many negative thoughts. I had seen a clip of Rev Kula and he said this generation, if there's something that he would recommend for this generation, is for them to learn about self-awareness and for them to become self-aware. Stay with me please. Hello Jasiris, hello brave ones, welcome to another episode in the Jasiri Warriors YouTube channel where we tell stories about mental wellness and you always get to learn something about it because why are we not talking about mental health and mental wellness? And let me give you a story when I was in Form 2. We were going to Dar es Salaam. That trip was a really long one. But the problem even wasn't the trip. And the problem, well, we gotta see where the problem is. Stay with me please. So this time we went to Wild Waters and we had such a wonderful time. Like there were people running around, there were people swimming, eating ice cream. It was just amazing. I can remember the chicken that I ate there. It was just so good. It was amazing. And we had friends, of course, around the same age. And there were some guys, I won't lie, I liked their attention then. I can't say really I liked them, but 100% sure I liked their attention. So there's this slide that is very, very long, around 100 meters high. I can't remember, but I was young, so it was just very long. And I had pictured myself because those guys were sitting at the edge of the swimming pool where after you swim, you slide, you get into the swimming pool, and then they were sitting at the edge of the swimming pool. You know what happens? Nairobi, how people sit at the edge of the swimming pool. So, let me tell you how I had imagined myself for this thing. The world was a theater and I was the actor. Leo wangejua. I don't know if our editor Kenny will put a Telemundo tone for this part of the story. How I was picturing myself is that I slide through and then I slide through these 100-meter slides. I go all the way, then I get into the water, and the way I move from the water, I had these braids, these unique braids, these really nice long braids. These ones that are good for Christmas time, for the holidays, for a hot place. You know, that kind of braid. So I was picturing myself that I would go through the slide, I doof into the water, and then I just do my hair like this, getting out of the water like the Telemundo style. You guys, it was such a perfect plan. So here I was given instruction. That was the imagination, by the way. No, this is the real thing. This is the real thing. I went at the top, I was given instruction, put your hands like this, put your legs, cross your legs. Was it cross your legs? I can't remember, guys, but yeah, I remember the put your hands like this part. So I put my hands like this, and then the slide began. The slide wasn't ending. It was long and long and long. And then I felt myself getting into the water. I immersed straight into the water and then I got out like the way I was imagining. But the reality was very different, guys. When I got out, my parents are going to watch this. I left my swimming costume inside the water, guys. I left my swimming costume inside the water. Here I was standing naked in front of people. Woo! What are you learning about mental health from this story? This is the thing. I haven't forgotten my mission. My mission for this story is for you to learn about wellness. So let's talk about the ego. And that was what was driving me to act like this. And the ego, most of the time, just like I said, you are the performer and the world is a theater. And the people in it are the audience. And the ego plays such a big role in your mental health, because every time when you submit to the ego, I mean every time when you submit to your ego, you end up being mentally ill. Because you're always people pleasing, you want validation, you feel like you're not enough, you could do more, you could perform better. And it is very exhausting. The end result of it is burnout, feelings of unworthiness, and so many negative thoughts. Okay, ego can be good because at least you get to have standards. You know what to eat and not what to eat sometimes, not to settle for less. But if unchecked, trust me guys, it can be really bad. Therapy can play a huge role to help with your ego. In case you know deep down within yourself, sometimes as you may not know, you may be a perfect actor, performing very well. If you are like me, that Telemundo thing would have worked perfectly. But you know yourself, unajijua, uko ndani ya roho yako. In case you may be performing in your life, living in pretense or fake life so that other people can see, constant people pleasing, or living in shame because you do not want to be seen a certain way. There are so many forms of ego, and we can have a long conversation about it. But just tell me in the comment section, when did you notice that someone had an ego? Sometimes it's very outright there, but sometimes it's masked. You may never know. For example, for people pleasers, you may not think that it's the ego that is driving someone to please people. For shame, you may not think it's the ego. There was a point in my life where I had shame and I had to sit myself down. Even through therapy, I came to realize, and reading scripture, it's that I didn't want to be seen a certain way. So I would recede because I am very shameful. Like, how dare people see me this way? They have to see me in a better way. That's the ego. That's the ego. When you're seeking validation most of the time, should I do this? Is it okay if I do this? Like, you want people to approve your worth, to approve who you are. That's still the ego. But whenever you go for therapy, it can help you. And another big thing that can help you is being self-aware. I love what Rev Kula had said. I had seen a clip of Rev Kula, and he said this generation, if there's something that he would recommend for this generation, is for them to learn about self-awareness and for them to become self-aware. When you're self-aware, you can check yourself whenever you feel like, I need to do better, I need to be the right one, like I need to always be right, to give the right answers, I need to always show up in a particular way, I need to show up as perfect as I can be. Whenever you find yourself with such thoughts, check yourself. Are you acting from a place of who you truly are, or from a place of ego? Yeah, please remember to subscribe and come and watch again. We'd love to see you here again. You're watching this because you know what? It's because you are brave. So remember to stay jasiri. Bye guys. Peace.